Good morning, everyone. I sincerely hope that you and your family and loved ones had a blessed resurrection weekend. He is alive. Jesus is alive. No grave, no tomb, no 2,000-pound stone could hold him. The King is alive and the King is coming. Jesus lives. It is the first day of April 2013. I have a breaking story coming out of Korea. Gather around, have some coffee with me, and then let me bring you this article. Alright, I'll put the link to this below, but if we can, let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5, beginning at verse 1, and I'll be reading from the King James Version. What are the times and the seasons, brethren? Ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say, Peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that that day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of the darkness. Therefore let us not sleep, as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And this is what the watchman is doing. We are watching as we see end-time Bible prophecy coming to pass. Let's go to Korea for this article. Korea tensions. U.S. F-22 stealth jets join South's military drills amid saber rattling from North. You got to remember, North Korea, Kim Jong-un put all his rockets on high alert, aimed at the United States bases in Guam and South Korea and mainland United States after the B-2 nuclear-capable bombers were deployed in these military drills to South Korea. Now, the United States, under the leadership of Barack Obama, are sending an undisclosed number of U.S. F-22 stealth jets to join in the military exercise. Could we be on the verge of World War III, sudden destruction? This is from Reuters. Washington. The United States sent F-22 stealth fighter jets to South Korea on Sunday to join military drills aimed at underscoring the U.S. commitment to defend Seoul in the face of an intensifying campaign of threats from North Korea. The advanced radar-evading F-22 Raptors were deployed to Osan Air Base, the main U.S. Air Force base in South Korea, from Japan to support ongoing bilateral exercises. The U.S. military command in South Korea said in a statement that urged North Korea to restrain itself. So now the United States is poking back. We got to remember, North Korea is their leader. He is very, very young, very immature when it comes to war and preparation for war. Now the United States is poking back. North Korea will achieve nothing by threats or provocations, which will only further isolate North Korea and undermine international efforts to ensure peace and stability, peace and safety in Northeast Asia, the statement said. Saber rattling on the Korean peninsula drew a plea for peace from Pope Francis, who in his first Easter Sunday address called for a diplomatic solution to the crisis on the Korean peninsula. Peace in Asia, above all on the Korean peninsula, may disagreements be overcome and a renewed spirit of reconciliation grow, he said, speaking in Italian. Now, I'm just wondering, I want to throw this out here. We're already looking at peace, to ensure peace and safety, peace and stability. Could Pope Francis the First or Peter the Roman be actually feeding his flock now through tribulation? Tensions have been high since the North's young new leader, Kim Jong-un, ordered a nuclear weapons test in February, breaching UN sanctions and ignoring warnings from North Korea's closest ally. China not to do so. We got to remember this. Now listen here. China, North Korea's closest ally if North Korea is attacked. Believe me, we will go into World War III because China will get involved, another world superpower with a nuclear threat, and you better believe Russia will be involved as well. The test, North Korea's third since 2006, drew further UN and bilateral sanctions designed to pressure the impoverished North to stop its nuclear weapons program. Pyongyang responded to the new steps by ratcheting up warnings and threats of war. And North Korea, believe me, they know they have backup with China. China will back them. Just as the United States is over there having these mock military drills, war games with South Korea, China is North Korea's ally. And China basically owns the United States. We're already giving them all the water from the Great Lakes. They're already been given all sorts of real estate, property in the United States. This could be the brink of a major war, World War III. North Korea said on Saturday it was entering a state of war with South Korea, but Seoul and its ally, the United States, played down the statement from the official KCNA news agency as the latest in a stream of tough talk from Pyongyang. In a rare U.S. show of force aimed at North Korea, the United States on Thursday flew 2 radar-evading B-2 Spirit bombers on practice runs over South Korea. And that, I think, is what is the tip of the iceberg here when the United States has done that. On Friday, Kim signed an order putting the North's missile units on standby to attack U.S. military bases in South Korea and the Pacific after the stealth bomber flights. The F-22 jets will take part in the annual U.S.-South Korea Full Eagle military drills, which are designed to sharpen the Allies' readiness to defend the South from an attack by North Korea, the U.S. military said. The U.S. military did not say how many of the planes were flown to South Korea from Kadena Air Base in Okinawa. The statement described Sunday's deployment as part of routine shifts of air power among bases in the Western Pacific the U.S. forces have been conducting since 2004. So we don't know how many of these F-22 stealth jets have been deployed to South Korea. Even more, now the United States is provoking North Korea into making the first move. It's kind of like a chess game, and we're waiting on North Korea to make the first wrong move. But it's going to pull in China. It's going to pull in Russia, especially China. We have to be a little bit concerned here, brothers and sisters, when we're looking at end-time prophecy and the start of the Great Tribulation. Japan's Kyodo News Agency quoted the top Japanese government spokesman Yoshihide Suga as condemning Pyongyang for aggressive provocation after Kim's ruling party newspaper, the Rodong Sinmun, identified U.S. military bases in Japan as targets for attack. The two Koreas have been technically in a state of war since a truce that ended their 1950-53 conflict. Despite its threats, few people see any indication Pyongyang will risk a near certain defeat by restarting full-scale war. Are they concerned about defeat when they have an ally such as China? And I think the United States needs to be concerned with our commander-in-chief with no experience, no military experience whatsoever, provoking North Korea that is going to provoke China and Russia, and we might be looking at World War III. Leave me comments, everyone. Bookmark my site.